Hey, SVC football fans, Shane Combs getting started here in another year of SVC Sports Talk Plus. Excited to get the 2024 fall underway. And as always, thanks so much to Dr. Chris Good for all his support of our local athletes and everything he does to make all the coverage possible. And as I get started here in week one, a lot of positive things to say about SVC football. 7-1, what a great start for our league. Obviously representation across Southeast Ohio, but also as you get later into the year and computer points and so forth, these early weeks go a long way and helping our teams as we'll later beat up on each other in weeks 4 through 10. So, as you look down through the list, there's a lot to like, especially when you consider our only loss is Aiken Trace. Still is a team I think will be one of our better teams in the league once everything settles out over the course of the entire year. On the defensive side, that's another thing that jumps out at me. I think over half of our league last year, if I'm not mistaken, it was giving up over 30 points a game. I think over half of our league this year in week one, Piketon pitches the shutout. I think we had 3 or 4 other teams only give up 8. So that's encouraging as you start to look at some of the growth and our teams. So as you work your way down through, I'll just go alphabetically, I guess, just to organize it easily here to talk about some of them. Adina, we know with Drexler and McGill, Watkins in the kicking game. I thought there were some things impressive there. Adina is going to run the ball well. It's going to help their defense. It's going to help their time of possession. If they can be that solid in the kicking game, that's obviously very beneficial. There's a lot to like about Huntington and that freshman-sophomore class. I think that's a program trending in the right direction. They've got a great opportunity here in these next couple weeks before league play starts. Paint Valley, it's an old team. It's a talented team. We know the names Robertson. We know the name Faber. But this is a team, I think, maybe trying to find themselves a little bit more offensively in terms of being a little bit more dynamic for when needed throughout the course of the year. Probably didn't play the best of rhythm, had some mistakes, some different things in week one, but a lot to like on the defensive side. They only allow the 1 defensive touchdown. I want to say they call 6 turnovers. Their defense coming up in terms of taking the ball away. And then Piketon, we know with Gaulian there, the offense is going to be explosive. Gaulian at quarterback there, throwing and running. But, man, the headline has to be the defensive shutout. This is a team over the last couple of years trying to find itself defensively. That's a big step for them to be able to pitch that shutout and prove to themselves that they can win a lot of different types of games here in 2024. Southeastern, they have the Pfeiffer and Cheadle and Cartwright, and they even had I think it was Williams and Burns, I think it was, that got involved in the passing game. So that's an offense that we know can score a little bit, but they too only giving up 8 in their win. I think it's going to be their ability to stop people that's going to determine their success rate here in 2024. And then as you work on down through, Uniota, obviously our defending champion. I thought the Coy, that was an interesting thing. I was not sure which way Coach Hoops was going to go with the quarterback throughout the off season. Going a little bit more on the passing side, throws for over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. Obviously with a young quarterback, the number one benefit you have is you're going to have good offensive line play at Uniota, and then you're going to be very, very experienced, very talented at wide receiver with Hoops and cut right there. So that obviously helps a young quarterback settle in, and I'm anxious to see what they can do throughout. Matthew jumps right in there, their long line of kickers throughout their soccer program and so forth. What a weapon that is. He provides them a little bit of extra offense in the kicking game with the PATs and the ability to end drives with some field goals and so forth. So Uniota seems locked and loaded to defend their title. Certainly going to be one of the contenders right up there at the top of the league. And then Westfall has the graduation at quarterback, but they scored near 30 points in week one. That's impressive. I know they're very talented at running back. They have some athleticism on the outside. year's growth on the offensive line. That'll be interesting to follow their progress. And Zane Trace, even in the loss, the one thing I was telling people is don't underestimate their offensive line and their ability. So you're going to play that level of opponent in week 1 and rush for 250 plus yards. That tells you a little something about that offensive line. So Johnson and Stewart and company there. I know they went through some injury there in week 1. Hopefully that's not long term. We'll have to get more information on that. But again, what a great week for the SVC, 7-1. As you go into week 2, the schedule does ramp up a little bit. I would think a winning week in week 2. Now we're really starting to gain some momentum. I would think a 5-3, 4-4 week would be very, very respectable in week 2 as the schedule does ramp up a little bit. But hey, I look forward to talking football with you each and every week here on SVC Sports Talk Plus. Make sure you're checking out John Bruce's work there on the website and all that. He does a great job, and just look forward to a great year. Make sure you also stay here on the YouTube channel, as we'll be talking volleyball throughout the year, and then my brother Matt and I with Expanding the Zone. But as always, thank you, Dr. Chris Good, for all the support there, and looking forward to a great year. Thanks, everyone.